So should we go to the astral light when we die? You know, the bright light that everybody claim they see when they leave here. Should we go, or should we go to the darkness? And why should we go to the bright light? Or why should we go to the darkness? Why? Now, the majority is going to go through that long tunnel, and on the far end, they're going to see that bright light. This is the astral plane. To our ancestors, it was known as a web of entrapment. Okay, I'm going to get there. And the reason why the majority are going to go is because they feel comfortable. It's a comfort zone. Because if you're in the darkness, they're going to feel uncomfortable. Okay? So the majority, the masses are going to go, they are going to go to the light. Okay? This is what going to take. I'm telling y'all, this is what's going to happen. They're going to go to the light. And they're going to be welcomed with wide arms from their ancestors. Yes. Now, me personally, I'm just going to be real with you. If this is to happen and I leave this bitch, when I leave this bitch, and all I see is my ancestors or people that I knew on this physical realm, nothing but the races on this planet, I'm going to act a fucking fool. Because I know for a goddamn fact, I'm supposed to be seeing people from Uranus, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Sirius, Sirius A, Sirius B. I'm supposed to be seeing people from the Pleiadian, from the Pleiades and shit, from all over the universe. I'm supposed to be seeing all these different people. I'm supposed to be seeing a universal intergalactic federation. So that's how I know the astral plane is some bullshit. There's only one spectrum of light the astral light is. It is not the superior spectrum of light. It is ruled by a low dimensional, one and only, so-called one and only jealous God that our ancestors talked about in the Gnostic text. That was taught by the Egyptians, that was brought to them by the Atlanteans. Okay? They knew about this astral plane, this bright light, this comfort zone, which is the cheese on the trap that will imprison the souls back on the physical realm through reincarnation. This astral plane, let me just get this on out the way, is a web of entrapment, just like the physical realm is a web of entrapment. This is why this realm that we live on, this physical manifestation, this globe or this big ass spaceship, what we call planet Earth, because there ain't no other spaceship. We in space right now, orbiting this shit. We just can't leave this pocket. Okay, we orbiting on this spaceship, going with the sun around the zodiacs. Okay, it ain't nothing but a planned. It ain't nothing but a trap. That's why I was planned from the beginning by some chaotic motherfucker that came from the abyss. It was planned from the beginning to put us in a net of entrapment, a web of entrapment. A web of entrapment. It was planned from the beginning. Do y'all hear me? This is why it's called a planet. Because it was planned from the beginning by the chaos beings. Y'all ain't hear me though. This is why when you read the Emerald Tablets, talk about these beings that were summoned by Earthman from low dimensions through blood sacrifice, through blood putting on altars, through magical rituals. They summoned these low dimensional beings from the abyss. And of course we know that Yah, Jehovah in the Bible, the one and only, so-called one and only God, the jealous God, was cast into the abyss by the Great Mother. We know this shit. So I don't understand why people can say that black people are chaos beings. No, the fuck we ain't chaos beings. Think about this. They say melanin is chaos. Melanin is not chaos. Melanin is an absorber. This is why melanin is the only substance that we know that can absorb the entire electromagnetic spectrum of the sun. And this is why black people are harmonious people. This is why we dance with rhythm and shit. We in tune with the universe because the universe is harmony. So how the fuck could we be chaos beings? So you get the average black person and you go play some hard metal. Some of that shit, you know, that whatever that shit they be playing, hard metal music. They ain't gonna be vibing with that shit because it's gonna cause confusion in their melanin. Because melanin can absorb that negative ass frequency. Okay? So how could you be a chaos being when your melanin is a divine substance? If it's divine, how could it be chaotic? Meaning you're a chaos being. Hell no. That's bullshit. It's a lot of shit I agree with my boy Bobby Hemmett on, but that I never agreed with him on because it don't make no sense. But anyway, yeah. Just want y'all to think about that shit. And when you go into the Gnostic text, it talks about this jealous God. It talks about the Great Mother giving birth. And the Great Mother gave birth without the consort of her divine principle, which is the masculine energy, basically the Kundalini energy. So it says that this subordinate deity she gave birth to, she became ashamed of him and cast his ugly ass in the abyss. But while in the abyss, he created his own spectrum of light. He created his own realm, the fourth dimension, the astral plane. But he was devoid of the divine substance, which is soul, of the Kundalini, the divine spark. So he set up this astral plane from the beginning to where he had a plan deep in his mind on how to get light. Then he lowered the vibratory rate, created a counterfeit spirit, which is the ego or the physical brain, and he lowered the vibratory rate, and he entrapped the atom cabin, the heavenly man, in the physical body, put him in a septic tank body, or we gotta walk around and tote shit. Knowing that, see, if you gotta walk around and tote shit everywhere you go. You low dimension. You vibrating low. So yeah, we fell from heaven. We are the fallen angels. Because we fell into a low existence. Anytime you gotta walk around toting the fucking sewage, toting shit, but you've been duped by the ego. You look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm so beautiful, I got abs. I'm so beautiful, I got an ass, I got titties, I got beautiful skin. Because you've been duped by the ego. Okay? The ego wants to exist. It believes that it is real. But it motherfucking physical brain, which is the ego, which is a representation of the so-called one and only God, which is the jealous God, the parasite, the energy vampire. It ain't real. It's going to fade away, and it's going to go back to planet Earth. Okay? Going to turn to some maggots, maybe a mushroom, some plants and shit. You know how the game go. Just the cycle of the way this life is set up. Okay? So, y'all can go for the okadoke, go to the astral realm if you want to. But our ancestors taught against the astral realm. This is why the Gnostic texts go all the way back, not just ancient Kemet or Egypt, but it goes back to Atlantis. Because the Egyptians were taught by the high priest of Atlantis. The Atlantean knowledge was preserved through the ancient mystery school or mystery system schools in ancient Kemet or ancient Egypt when black people ruled the entire planet. Huh? See, I got to give it to y'all raw. This channel is not for everybody. If you are mentally indoctrinated through religion, this is not for you. This is for the very open-minded. Those that are not indoctrinated to religion or a religious book. If you are living in a box, living in the book, can't see past that book, this is not for you. One book, and yet you got all this goddamn universe, and you base your whole entire existence on one fucking book. Mainly the Bible. Maybe the Quran too. Point is, we must come out of the box. Open up our minds. Okay? Yeah. But yeah, the Gnostic texts predate the Bible by like 50,000 years. This is just a fact. Okay? Gnostics means to know. Ain't no belief. They knew the secrets of the universe. They knew that which is hidden from the physical eye. They knew this. So you can go to the light, go to the cheese on the trap, the comfort zone, or a subordinate light, the astral light. If you want to, there are higher spectrums of light. Okay? Now, on the other hand, you can go to the darkness, which is a gateway to higher spectrums of light. Okay? It's up to you to do as you please, because remember, you are fragments of the universal consciousness itself, which is nothing but a spark, which is a soul. So you are a fragment of the universal mind itself. Remember, every time you think a thought, you generate electricity. So on a granular scale, on a grand scale, the cosmic consciousness, the universal mind, when it thinks a thought, it becomes. First it becomes an electrical current. That's soul. Therefore, the spiritual side was first. But once you lower the vibration, it becomes solid. Eventually, if it get real low. So the physical side is the negative side to the spiritual side. Remember that shit. And that is an illusion. Because all physical things have an expiration date. The physical body has an expiration date. Remember that shit. But the soul, the electrical spark, the thought of the universal mind, it ain't got no expiration date. Because it is from the Most High God, which is your higher self that lives in the highest dimension, manifesting itself on the third dimension. But it is dormant. It is asleep. Because the physical brain, the ego, is taking over, which is a representation of the one and only, the jealous God. Okay? Yeah. Let's continue this elsewhere. I'm going to say this. If not, the reptilians are not the jealous God in physical manifestation. They are most definitely his top-ranked foot soldiers. Okay? See, I'm going to say this before I go into taking the dark side instead of going to the bright light. Look, in the Gnostic text, it says that when the Great Mother, meaning the universal consciousness or the universal womb, which is the triple blackness of space, which is the fabric of creation, it is melanin or carbon. When the universe was giving birth to creation, it gave birth without the consort of her aid, the masculine energy, which is the divine spark, which is a divine substance, which is the solar energy, the kundalini energy. It gave birth to one that was half created. And because she was ashamed of the ugly motherfucker, she cast him into the abyss where all the chaos beings roam at. Okay? Where there is no order at. And this entity that she cast is known in the Bible as Jehovah. He requires a blood sacrifice in the Bible. The same thing that the Illuminati require people to do. Sacrifice motherfuckers in order to get certain contracts. They go in, these Masonic free Illuminati ass people, they make certain contracts when they do certain rituals and conjure up certain low vibrational beings You got some of them, they make their own children have babies on purpose. So that these babies were meant to be sacrificed to a goat-headed deity. This is according to Franz Bardone. He talk about the shit in this book for Bredo the Magician. They make certain deals with certain low-dimensional beings. Okay? So, and Franz Bardone is supposed to be a brother of the light. So he's a brother of order, not chaos. Now, just because I said that don't mean that bright light, when you go, is a part of order. No, it's a part of the goddamn low-dimensional jealous God. The one that was cast into the abyss. It's cheese on a trap, according to our ancient ancestors. Okay? Pretty sure they knew what the fuck they was talking about. Because we are just rediscovering some of the things that they talked about today. And that they displayed. Okay? As far as the sciences that they had. Levitation. Building pyramids. The Olmecs. Y'all get the point. So, Agartha. Y'all get the point? A mentor. These are the things that our ancestors knew about. That we are just rediscovering. Nothing is new under the sun. It's only rediscovered. So anyway. Yeah, y'all can go there. I ain't going that route. But on the other end. If you go on the dark side. To the dark side. Remember. Darkness is a gateway. Remember, when you go to sleep at night, what happens? The light always comes on. Because you're able to dream and see shit. Okay? Darkness is only a door to another gateway. In the beginning, there was total darkness. Okay? And from that darkness, which is a gateway, life emerged. You hear me? So, if you go to the darkness, you are only going through a gateway. Don't forget that once you leave this physical clay body, this motherfucker grotesque. You walking around toting shit everywhere you go. And then you think you're so high and mighty, full of ego, think you all that because you look half decent, some of y'all, and you walking around toting shit. A septic tank. Showing your abs off and shit. Ain't nothing but a septic tank. Shit. The physical body is grotesque. We are aiming to be light beings. That was the whole point of the mystery systems. The mystery schools in Egypt. That was the whole point of the high priest in Atlantis. Okay? This is why we are the fallen angels. Because we once used to be light beings and we fell. The original people of the planet fell. We fell from our heavenly state or the jinn state. We fell to a physical manifestation and got imprisoned in the physical body. And then this illusion took over the physical brain, which is your personal devil. Everybody got a personal devil that they take with them, and that's the goddamn ego. And that motherfucker is a representation of the one and only jealous God. How the fuck you gonna say you the one and only God? That's egotistical. When all in the Bible, it say ye are gods, children of the Most High God. It's not written in your law. I have said that you were gods. John chapter 10, verse 34 through 36. Okay? Even in the Corinthians, it says that Jesus Christ is within you, aka Heru is within you. The Holy Spirit or the Holy Spirit is within you. That's in Corinthians. So how the fuck you the one and only God? Then you jealous on top of that. That's low dimensional. That's low vibrational. So we know you ain't the one and only God. Shit, and then you require blood sacrifice and shit, so you can feed our people photons, light particles, because you don't have the light particle. Fuck out of here. It's my aim and purpose to free your mind, your consciousness, that is. Not the physical brain. That motherfucker is an illusion. It's just you. It's going right back to the planet Earth. Going to turn into maggots or fucking mushroom, flower, or something. That's not who you are. You are not this physical body. You just renting this motherfucker. It's got a shelf life on it. So you got to give it up. Unless you can dissolve it by expanding your light particles, your photons, and achieve the electric body or the rainbow body. And that's damn near impossible to do in the society that we live in today, because somebody gonna get on your damn nerves, whether it be your children, your spouse, just somebody you ran into, because you must contain or conceal all of these light particles. You can't give off none of them. According to the llamas, you can't give off none of them for like 12 years in order to achieve the rainbow body. So that shit damn near impossible. So you literally gotta become like a lightning bulb and start glowing from the inside out, and this shit would dissolve the physical body. So you renting this motherfucker, you got to give it back. This physical body. It's grotesque anyway. Fuck it. You know? But your physical body is a living being, just like the planet Earth is a living being. It has consciousness just like the planet Earth has consciousness. Just like plants got consciousness. Okay? So, we trapped in layers. That's what it is. And when you go to the essence or the core of who you truly are, you're just an observer. Because each chakra center is a certain stage of consciousness that you, the observer, latch on to. Your consciousness, don't get me wrong. But there are levels, there are octaves of consciousness to the way that the universe is constructed. But if you go to the darkness, not the light when you pass over, you become the light because you are a light being. Time doesn't exist when you leave this physical body. Because we are all light beings, besides those chaos beings that come from the abyss, that are a product of the jealous God. The jealous God was thrown into the abyss by the Great Mother, according to the Gnostics. Okay? Don't worry, I ain't forgot where I was. Okay? The jealous God was cast into the abyss. This is why you got the reptilians, the motherfuckers that always must cause disorder. This is according to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Now, I know a lot of people say that black people are chaos beings. I'm at to wrestle with y'all on this shit. Because according to the Gnostics, that shit ain't true. Because it says, but even before the jealous God was created, before he was thrown into the abyss, there were the immortal ones, these light beings. Think about this. If there's a such thing as high dimensions, the highest dimension where your higher self dwells, and there are lower dimensions, which is the bottom of the pole, would be the abyss, where all the low vibrational dimensional beings roam at. We talking about polarity, negative, positive, light and darkness. And the darkness in this aspect will represent the low vibrational beings. Okay? Even though we know that light and darkness are a reflection of each other. They are gateways. Okay? But my point is this. If your higher self is in the highest dimension, experiencing itself in its third dimension, then where are you truly? Huh? Where are you truly? If you're operating from an egotistical brain, which is an illusion, where is the true you? The true, where is the source of where you truly are? So how in the fuck can you be a chaos being? Huh? When you come from order, the highest dimension is of order, harmony. If the universe is harmony and balance, which is mathematics. Okay, mathematics was created in order to basically construct or understand what we lost, which is the spiritual side of who we truly are. That's really the truth about this shit. So, which is harmony. So how could you be a chaos being when you were made from light? Because melanin is condensed light. It is the only element that can absorb the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Okay? Melanin is an absorber. It's not chaos. It only becomes chaotic when the frequency is not balanced. That enters this melanin. This the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear this shit, but guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm only here to speak the truth. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not here to massage your ego. I'm here to destroy the fucking ego. Melanin absorbs frequencies better than any other element known to creation. That's why black people, we can't stand all that hard metal shit, because it causes chaos within our melanin, because it is an absorber. That's why we love music that is harmonious, because it is soothing to our melanin. So how the fuck can you be from chaos when soothing shit gives you peace, inner peace? Huh? It is the reptilians that are from chaos, because they are a reflection of the one and only jealous God, the arrogant God, according to the Gnostic text. So if y'all want to take y'all ass to that dimension when y'all leave here, go ahead. But I ain't going to be there. All my ancestors that I knew, I holler at y'all. Okay? Might come visit you or some shit. Some type of way. But I ain't going in that motherfucker. I'll send y'all a thought form. I'll send y'all a telepathic message. Alright? We'll share pictorial telepathy. Pictorial audio, video telepathy, where we can see each other's thoughts in action, okay? Other than that shit, I'm not coming. Because if I wind up in that motherfucker, I'm going to act a fucking fool. Send me to the head nigga in charge. Because we got some shit. I to put my hands on your ass. Fuck that shit. We got some talking to do. And I might put my hands on you. I'm not going through this shit no more. Being a source of food. Fuck out of here. But if you want my advice, go to the dark side, where you can go through a portal. And if you go to the dark side, you just going through a gateway. You going through another door. Because when you, like I said, you go to sleep at night, you seeing through a whole nother eye. You done went through a whole nother gateway. The darkness. Because the melanin, your pineal gland secretes melanin at night, and life doesn't cease to exist. You go to a whole nother realm. You go to the spirit realm. But you're able to see with your third eye, because darkness is a gateway. It is a door. So my advice, go through the darkness. Okay? Don't worry about that other shit. Well, you can do it. If you want to, go. That's where you feel comfortable. You go. I ain't trying to dictate nobody's future spiritually, in the spirit body or the physical body. But I'm just letting you know what our ancestors taught. And I'm riding with my ancestors on this shit. Right? And I'm riding with seeing what go on today in this society. Now, one day, it has been written that dimensions will merge, and the jealous God is going to be destroyed. I read in the Return of the Ancient Ones by Empress Verdacia. I think you got to go to start on page 425, I believe, and just read on. She said that she was taught by the god of Sirius, Awaz, that is, that we, the children of Set, or Awaz, or Soot, the children of Soot, we were supposed to go to war with Yahweh and his host. In this aspect, she's talking about we are supposed to go to war with the jealous God. Because our DNA is going to unlock. We are going to become known as X-Men. We are going to mutate, excuse me. Genetically unlock. All that junk DNA shit gonna unlock. All those 12 DNA strands is gonna unlock. We are gonna become, once again, what we were originally, where we were originally at. We are going to become intergalactically connected with the universal beings all over the universe. We're going to be in communication with them. And we're going to get rid of these chaotic motherfuckers and his host. This is what it say. Basically, this is what it say. Because it say that we're going to war with Yahweh and his host. The original people of the planet. She referred to us as Moors. The word Moor comes from Moor bear. She break the whole word Moor down in the book. But she said basically it means those that came from the stars and ruled in the ancient world and was conquered and will rule in the new cycle. And they shall be the governors of the new cycle and shit. So anyway, yeah, that's what she talked about in her book. So there is a time when a merging of dimensions will take place and the fourth dimension will be overthrown. The rulers on the fourth dimension will be overthrown. And we won't have no more chaos. This is why the Bible say, for heavens and earth shall pass away. That means that the earth is being ruled by some motherfuckers that ain't got no business ruling it. In the heavens, the fourth dimension is being ruled by some motherfuckers that ain't got no business ruling it, which is the jealous God. This is why I say the heavens shall pass away. This is why I say I shall make all things new. That I is the internal God in you that has been dormant in sleep. This is why we shall become X-Men, because we are going to wake up at a specific time. There's a set timer in your soul when we will wake up. Okay? The illusion will be disintegrated. This physical manifestation will be disintegrated. The physical brain will be disintegrated. The ego will be disintegrated. The jealous one and only, so-called one and only God, the bloodthirsty God, will be disintegrated. So, y'all could go to the astral plane or bright light when you die, the astral light when you die. You want to enjoy the shit while you want to, because it's temporary. Remember, heaven and earth shall pass away. That means the dimensions will merge. And the rightful owners will go to war with these motherfuckers and take it over. Until then, peace.